We've got another very, very intense, powerful month ahead of us. Really important to stay grounded. And as the world gets more and more crazy, really finding places out in nature like we are right now and spending time with yourself, the deeper inside you can go, the easier this will get. Hi everybody, and welcome to From Shambles to Shambala. I just want to backtrack a little bit before we go into the month of August, because we've got a really powerful time happening on the 24, 25, 26 of July. And I probably mentioned this in the last Shambles, but just to pay special attention to the new moon in Leo on the 24th, because on that day there are 8 different planetary systems all aligned in the first 2 degrees of the sign that they're in. So this is about an absolutely fresh beginning, massive change taking place, and all these planetary systems are really encouraging us to step into our truth. And the 31st gene key, line 1, is the gene key of that day. And this is about our ability to express through language, the spoken word and the written word, our integrity and our truth. So in the early degrees of Leo, we are being asked to be true to ourselves, to speak out in whatever way we need to in our own creative expression. Leo is all about shining our brightest light out in the world, and that's what we're due to do for the whole month, beginning now, obviously, right through to the end of August, actually. And then on the 25th, I mentioned last time, the day out of time in the dream spell Jose Arguelles Mayan calendar, where you have a free day to do whatever you want to do. And then you reflect upon this last year, which has been pretty crazy. And then on the 26th, we step into the new year in that glyph of the yellow resonant seed. So this is now about seeding our future selves out in the world in the way in which we truly want to be. That leads us into Lughnasadh, which takes place in the first few days of August. Lughnasadh celebrates the pagan god Lugh, and he is the goddess of the sun, the god of the sun, and it's all about having fun, playful fun, the celebration of the early fruits arriving, and just having a good time, non-competitive games in the sun, just having fun. That leads us into the 8-8 Lionsgate portal. So having set your clear intentions for the next phase of your life, this is a portal gateway that connects us on the earth to the sun and the star system Sirius through this Lionsgate portal. So on the 8-8, it's a great idea to do some form of contemplative meditation, including the lions, and probably the best lions to connect with are the white lions of Africa, very spiritual beings, to again anchor into the world, to the earth, the new earth grid that is now coming in place. The very next day, we have the full moon, which is in Aquarius, opposite Leo. So now we're being asked to look into Leo, me, mine, what I need for myself, and Aquarius, which is all about the collective, about the people, detaching from the personal into the collective. So this full moon is asking us to connect deeply with both ourselves and our collective group around us, so that we find the balance, the integration of the concerns we have for ourselves and the concerns that we have for the others. Then we shift into the turning point from the end of Leo into Virgo, which takes place on August 22nd. And again, right in the first degrees of Virgo, we have the new moon in Virgo. So when you take all of the creative energy of Leo and that bigger than life you, then the Virgo is asking us, okay, now let's sort out the details that we need to create for this new creation to actually anchor into the world. And really interestingly, on that day, the sun drops into the 59th gene key. So when that happens, the activation sequence, which is the cross of the sleeping phoenix, which is the cross of the new Earth energy grid. The 59 is the programming partner of the 55, which according to Richard Rudd is the gene key of the age of Aquarius. The other two gene keys involved are the 34 and 20. And so we have this activation of the cross of the sleeping phoenix, which comes into full embodiment in February 2027. So this is now the final activation of that cross of the sleeping phoenix to be brought into embodiment before we get to February 2027. And I'm doing a workshop the very next day in White Rock on the 23rd. And I didn't know when we set that date up for the workshop that it was going to be in the cross of the sleeping phoenix. So it puts a whole new angle on what we're going to be doing that day, because we're going to be focusing on the profile for the day, but we're also going to be looking into how it fits in with the whole movement towards this new Earth grid being anchored in. So if you have any interest in that, you can just go to my website and my latest newsletter, where the links will be there for you to check in if you're interested in the lower Vancouver area in White Rock. So we've got another very, very intense, powerful month ahead of us. Really important to stay grounded. And as the world gets more and more crazy, really finding places out in nature like we are right now and spending time with yourself, the deeper inside you can go, the easier this will get. Mother Earth is supporting us all the way, and so are the outer planets. So have a real deep and profound trust for yourself, what is going on in the world, because it is all going to turn out really, really well. So I wish you well, and I hope you have a great month. Many blessings.